I'm Zane Porch from Fun Outdoor Living, 25-year carpenter, and been in the design and sales side for about 3.5 years now. Probably previously largely in construction and a very mixed assortment of experience throughout that. So the outdoor kitchen over here is not our standard outdoor kitchen, which kind of leans to the versatility that we have in how we design and how we build our outdoor kitchens, because a lot of people can't build them to be able to house certain aspects, and every customer cooks a little differently. A traditional gas grill wasn't something that they're going to use. It doesn't fit inside their diet or how they feed themselves. So the induction top burners here can run her pots, pans, everything she wants to do. Keeps all of her smell outside, which was her whole point of wanting to have her outdoor kitchen here. The screens keep all the bugs out so she can work on cooking with the convenience of not swatting animals away from her. And then we just have an assortment of different storage doors and drawers. So in conversation with the homeowners, we decided that drawers were a good storage facility for them so they could store things. Trash can was important, and then the double drawer refrigerator so they could separate beverages for kids and for adults. As far as screening in a porch this size, not a ton to know really about it. It's just minor washing is what you're going to do on them. Wash them from the inside out. You can spray them down with a pressure washer. You just got to make sure you stand 4 or 5 feet back. You're trying to let the water hit the screen and push the dirt through, but not use the pressure to blow a hole in the screen. The systems that we use are very easy to replace and maintenance screen sections. So when you have the smaller, lower sections are typically where you have damage from your landscapers and pets and kids and everything else. Those are going to be the panels you replace the most. The aluminum track system that we use has an integrated spline groove, so it's very easy to just take that panel out, install a new screen, and you don't have to worry about vinyl cappings that are going to dry rot over years. There's no additional maintenance to it. You just change the screen panel and you go on about your life. Originally met Casey at another job that we had. She brought me over here for some insight input on designing this backyard. It was substantially different when we first got here. A lot of things to remove, and then we had just a blank slate to work with and a lot of elevation that dropped down. So there's a lot of challenges as far as building up, we're 5 feet or so out of grade on the back side of the pool, using the pool as its own retaining wall to hold the patio, and then coming around with everything else, blending 2 different sorts of walls with chip face block melding into a poured concrete pool. A lot of complexities that go along with pretty much everything we did on this job. So from tying into the stucco finishes on the house, which is always a challenge. You got to make sure everything stays watertight and you don't penetrate the house. Then if you do, you got to fix it. So on this particular job, the major challenges are, one, when you talk about dealing with stucco, we're penetrating the house at multiple stages and levels here on this job. So creating the two-way fireplace, where we used to just have the standard bump out fireplace that houses everybody's natural gas fire unit inside the house, tearing that completely off, opening it up to a straight open porthole into the home. There's a lot of different waterproofing things that you have to be careful of in that. There's also the engineering of, we have 2 floors here and we're creating a hole in the bottom floor. So we have to install a proper size header. Everything has to be done up to code, engineered stamped drawings, make sure we can get everything done right properly, and there's no sort of fallback later on for the customer. Additionally, we installed a deck up here that was not previously there, so that's an entire penetration on a major level across the stucco. So when you go in to flash that, it's got to be a reliable system. It's got to be cut into the wall, it's got to be siliconed in, counter flashed properly. We also have an area where we have a roof that comes right down on the side of this deck. Created another challenge of, where are we going to put water that's coming through a deck, down a roof, and get all of it into this gutter here on the front side of the roof. We had to frame a pretty substantial cricket that went back into the wall. It's a little off angle because the existing roof has a lower pitch. So that gives you a lot of different things when you're looking at angles and the pitch and how to control water. We ended up having to build a solid state wall coming off of the house and stucco that to match as closely as possible as a sort of a backstop or a dam, so to speak, for that water to roll up, be able to properly flash and bring everything down to the front. So we ended up actually having a little bit of water intrusion on this job once the roof was first installed, and we had to come back and correct that issue, which we did, and correct the interior of the house and everything else. So it made sure that when the customer was done, even though we had an issue, it was corrected and it was back to how it was before we ever got here. So at Fun Outdoor Living, we're not pool builders, but we are outdoor designers. So one thing, since pools are a niche market and they're very customized, every pool builder is a little bit different, and they focus on different designs and different things that they're good at. So we team up with prominently 3 to 4 of the top builders in their genres, so to speak. This particular pool is done by Peaceful Ponds. Not their average design, because they're normally more boulders and whatnot, but with the geometric, the design, the different areas we had, the cover system, just the overall raised factor, we were comfortable with that pool builder doing this job, and he really did a fantastic job for it. What we do with this is we take over the full design of the pool. We integrate it with our outdoor patios, projects, decks, whatever we're doing at that particular house. And then the pool builder contracts directly with the homeowner, saves a few dollars and cents for the homeowner on that. We take over from the coping out. So once the pool builder gets the concrete shell in, they get their tile in, they get their coping on, we come and we marry to that product. Working with Casey's fantastic. She does a really great job of meeting with the homeowners, getting colors and all your material choices. Does a great job in what she does and helping the customers, and it always turns out to be a beautiful project. I would say my favorite part about this project is probably the porch roof. I like the porch roof because I'm a big cooking guy myself, so we have the cooking housed underneath of there. It's just a very warm, cozy environment. It just kind of invokes a sense of peace in you. I think Casey did a really good job of putting that room together, and to me, that just it speaks of peace, and that's what I want at home. So to me, that's my favorite part.